Hey guys, it's Ben the Coin Geek at Old Pueblo Coin. Thanks for joining me today. Please consider sharing, liking, subscribing, all the good YouTube-y type things. And today we have a video that I make every year just so you can make fun of me when we review it later and say, what a dork. He was way off on all these things. It's time for the 2022 predictions video where we talk about things in the coin market that will be, because we talk to, we use our crystal ball and talk to all the experts, and we know the future now. That's it. We watch a lot of news, we read everything, we put it in a supercomputer, and it comes out and tells me the answers. And I'm going to start with the thing that I hate the most, which is predicting bullion, because I don't predict bullion. People come in all the time asking me to predict bullion, and I say I don't. It's a personal finance decision, but for this show, we'll do it, right? So, of course, my answer generally to people with bullion is it going to go up or is it going to go down? And my answer is always yes. Gold was literally $1,800 a few weeks ago, and yesterday it hit $1,900. And where is it going to go? You have civil unrest, you have people dissenting from one another and disliking each other, you have inflation, all the things that you've always had. And yet everyone gets so upset about it, and it tends to drive the prices up. With all of the unrest, I will say that I will predict that gold and silver will end up higher from where it's at today. So gold is at 1,900 when I'm making this video. I think it'll end up closer to 2,000. Small prediction, right? Silver is in the mid-23s, and you're seeing a lot of the same thing. It's been in that 23 to 24 range, 2250 to 2450 range for the last year, basically. Really, I think it'll stay in that range, but since this is a prediction show, I'm gonna go 2750. How do you like that? I'm calling it. I'm calling my shot. 2750 at the end of the year. Mark it down. All right, so let's get on with things that may or may not happen this year with coin production. The U.S. Mint is making Women in Quarter series. This will be depending on how you measure it, this will be a huge failure for the U.S. Mint. I think that it's just not feeding the market. Now, if it is, depending on how you define it, the reason I say that is because realistically, for those of us who end up having them and looking at them and learning from them, that's generally a success. If you have the attitude that anyone who's learning from this is a win, and you just, that whole, if you convert one soul, it's a win attitude, then it'll be a win. But generally speaking, if the U.S. Mint is hoping to produce a lot of product that a lot of people want, this product is probably not going to fly in the marketplace that is 90% men. And that is just my 2 cents on that. By the way, I think some of them will probably be really great coins. The U.S. Mint, I can't predict anything new from the U.S. Mint because I still think it's going to be a really difficult. You guys probably know I don't really swear much, but whenever I talk about the U.S. Mint, I want to use some euphemisms here, but. It's the website. I don't think the website's going to be much of any better than it has been. We'll see how they do. But I'm really hoping that they start producing some commemoratives that look good. They've had a run of coins that have been so-so. Of course, last year we had the 2021 dollars come out. This year, moving into my next prediction, they have the 2022 dollars coming out. I think those will still be a pretty big hit. The coin collector market seems to really like those. And I think that those will be kind of the U.S. Mint's big hitter, along with the Silver Eagles, which is always the U.S. Mint's big hit. A lot of people like Silver Eagles, and they just kind of gobble them up. Whatever coin finish variety the U.S. Mint makes, y'all just jump on it. And part of that's the mail order market. Part of that is just people who collect coins want that coin annually because they've had them since 1986, so they're trying to get one of each one. By the way, it's that spirit of trying to get each one that helps keep the 95W coin so high, which is a silly thing. That's a proof coin that is worth in the marketplace like $3,000, when in my mind it should be worth $800. But that's just what. I'm not predicting that though, am I? No, because I think the demand is going to stay strong enough for that coin that it kind of hit a level and it's just maintaining. It's kind of like property values in California. They maintain, even if California shrinks 10%, that market seems to maintain somehow. All right, coin shows, which are getting back in full swing all places. Once again, go to a coin show if you haven't before. It's really pretty interesting. You'll see a lot of neat things. You'll meet some dealers. Maybe if you don't have dealers in your area, maybe you'll find some people that you can deal with, because a lot of you complain that you're in more of a rural area and you don't get out. But there's lots of dealers out there that you can deal with. And there's a lot of good guys in this market. Believe me, there's a lot of good guys. I know you all have been burned before by people. There's always crappy people out there too. But there's good people too. You just got to take the time to find them. But at a coin show, you'll see lots of things you've never seen before. Coin shows are going to continue to move the market forward, I think. But I do think it's going to start to help bring some equilibrium to the marketplace where we had these shortages of supply. I think that over the next 12 months, you're going to see some of those shortages start to get filled. I think that you're going to start to see some prices level off or come down. And so that gets me to the next point, which is the dollar craze that's happened over the last 18 months, where you had GSA dollars go from 200 to 250, and all of a sudden they're like 375 to 400. Those coins, I think, that have been trading very, very frequently at the 375 range. I think they'll settle in back down to 3.25, kind of where they should be, in my opinion. This is an opinion show where I predict everything that I don't know, so I'm going to go with that. Same with some of the other dollars that really took off. Your 1921 Morgans, I think you'll see those pull back. These weird semi-key dates that never perform well, that doubled in value, the 1886 O's and AU58 that went from like 200 to 400, or 96 O's. There's just certain dates that they're semi-key dates and they just exploded because 2 or 3 companies were really bidding on them strong for whatever reason. I don't know why, but I think those will start to pull back as well. So we'll see, hopefully, and I don't want to say softness in the market. I think the market will continue. And I'll put this plug in here now since I usually put it in at the end. But if you want a strong and healthy coin market, going to coin shows, taking people with you, introducing people to coins. The market is as strong as the collectors want it to be. If you get more collectors in the market will maintain its value. That's it, because it's supply and demand. These older coins, they're not making any more of them. So it's a matter of how many more collectors do you get into the marketplace. If that's your concern about the future value of the hobby, and if you just think it's a shame no one's getting into it, then get people into it. Invite them. Hey, I'm telling you, especially with young people, you introduce them to coins and history and put it all together for them, a lot of them will get the bug. A lot of them will fall in love with it. All right, the ultra rarities market, again, I think we're still going to see upside. I still think you're going to see strong numbers from a lot of the ultra rarities market. That market just seems like it is, people with deep pockets seem to not have anywhere to put their money right now. So might as well collect the coins you want at the level you want. This is the stuff that it's really hard to say anything about, for me in a rational way, because I'm not involved in that market. I'm not buying, 6-figure coins so much, but I think that you'll see continued strong results on the ultra rarities. Toned coins, something I hit on last year. Toned coins, definitely still a strong market. I think it'll maintain. I don't think you'll see this crazy push for the coins like you did over the last 2 or 3 years. I think that maybe that'll start to level off a little bit. But it's crazy to me to watch common date toned Morgans that used to sell for $75 to $100 selling for $500 to $700. I don't know that that's sustainable. I think what happens is you get a lot of dealers who move into the marketplace because they see all the collectors who want it, and then they go out and they just start buying stuff up also, and you've kind of doubled the demand than what's actually there in the marketplace. And so I think that pushes the market up even faster when dealers start saying, hey, I've got collectors who are looking for this. And so I do think that'll start to level out a little bit. But, the good news is you get to watch that market all year, and then next year tell me how wrong I was. All right, on to paper money real quick, and then we'll touch on the grading companies. Okay. So the one thing that I really mentioned last year was the $1,000 and $500 bill phenomenon, which is like if I had a DeLorean time machine and I really wanted to hit a market that was hot at the right time, good gracious, $1,000 and $500 bills over the last 2 years have gone bonkers. Ugly, junky $500 bills that we used to pay, this is 20 years ago, but that's not that long ago. 20 years ago, we used to pay 510 for them and sell them for 525 are literally selling for $1,000. Like it is just crazy to watch, and so that market, I think it's just going to keep going up as far as I can tell. I don't know what the cap is on that stuff, but like I said last year when we talked about this, it's such a limited supply of content material, and guys like that stuff, and they're just going to keep going into it. A lot of guys are hoarding that stuff, and so we'll see. I guess if I was really going to predict the top of the market, there's a part of me that looks at that and says, okay, so if somebody has been hoarding these things, isn't there a point at which you just kind of sell? Because doesn't the market eventually get kind of saturated and top out and pull back? And of course, this will depend for everyone, but everyone's a little bit different on this. If you're older, post-retirement age, I think it's probably a really good time to sell those. I mean, even if the market goes up a little bit more, it has gone up so much in the last 2 years, it would be hard to not sell some of those off right now in this market. So, but if you want to just keep riding that train up the hill, maybe eventually it'll come back down. All right, our favorite subjects: NGC, PCGS, Annex, and CAC. For those of you who've been watching my channel for a while, you may have noticed my 180 on CAC. CAC is the company that puts their little green sticker on top of coins that have already been graded by NGC or PCGS, saying that, hey, we like this coin, we approve of this grade, we like it, it is a top notch for the grade kind of coin. And it's an idea that I have always resisted, but I will say that if I looked at it, I just think that it makes sense in the marketplace. It just does, because NGC and PCGS are only human. They're calling balls and strikes on these coins, and sometimes they're going to get them wrong. And I think CAC has been more consistent, and like they say, hey, it doesn't add value to the coin. It's just coins that were already nice coins. We're just identifying them. And so I think that's fair, right? And so the CAC market, it's still hard for me when I look at the gray sheet and I'll see coins that'll have a 50% difference in price from the CAC to non-CAC. I don't always know how to handle that, because if I have a nice coin that's not a CAC coin, I'm still thinking it's closer to CAC money than not. That's another video for another day, but CAC continues to be very popular, in my opinion, over the next year. Annex, unfortunately, for all my Annex friends, it's more of the same. First, make your holders nicer looking, which sounds like a stupid thing, but make your holders nicer looking. Second, I don't know that they can do much other than until the market really accepts their coins in the marketplace, which involves both collectors and dealers and auction companies and price guides, all kind of at the same time starting to accept them. But think about it. It's possible, right? Because CAC 10 years ago, which I openly mocked, which I don't have videos from 10 years ago, but like I thought it was the dumbest idea I've ever heard of. And today, right? I mean, somebody decided to bottle water and everyone was like, that's the dumbest idea ever. And now you go and bottled water is like all anyone drinks anymore, it seems. So, Annex, there's still time and room for you up there, I think, but I don't know exactly how you take down NGC or PCGS or just step up into the same marketplace that they're at, but I'm not predicting that's going to happen this year. Last year I did at the end of the video, but it was mostly in jest. So what else we got going on here? Okay, so the big thing with NGC and PCGS are the wait times. 4-month wait times for average submissions. I think that's going to get resolved a little bit. I'm thinking they're going to get those cut down to about 3 months by the end of the year. Hopefully, going into the next year, they get it down to 2 months. NGC wait times were literally 4 weeks, and now they're 4 months. That was over about I want to say about an 18-month window of time that their wait times went from 4 weeks to 4 months. So they have many different problems. One is not having enough graders, some of the other support staff, and also when COVID hit, everything hit at the wrong time, because all of a sudden everyone submitted coins because they're like, well, I'm sitting around here, let me get some coins together and send them in. So they had a decrease in labor and an increase in demand at the same time, and boom, now we're at where we're at, right? And so as far as PCGS and NGC go, I know we've talked before about both of them being bought out by corporations. You know, at this point, I think they're just going to move forward. I don't think it's going to be like this pilfer and dump kind of idea. Some people have suggested that NGC and PCGS are just like on their way out. They're not going to be around. They're just too inconsistent. I don't think that they've changed a whole lot over the last two to 3 years. You know, maybe them raising their prices will actually have a good effect. People will be more selective about what they send in. They'll send in fewer coins, and the wait times will also drop because of those things. So anyway, 2022, make the best of it. This is the year for you in coins and coin collecting. If you want to, you can subscribe by clicking on the owl button. Also, you know, I've got lots of videos on there about coin collecting and just some ideas for you on what you can do to make coin collecting really a fun hobby for yourself. So do peruse some of the videos, especially when you get to see me and my ugly face talking at you directly. Also, plenty of coin grading videos and things like that. So thanks so much for watching, guys. I'm Ben the Coin Geek, and we'll catch you next time.